Brandy Pet.
Welcome everybody. It's me, Brandy P, and our lovely ladies, Miss Amelia and Miss Pacifica, with the SM the Veteran podcast. Happy Thursday, and I hope everyone's doing good. How are you ladies doing?
Everything's doing good. Ready to get started.
It's almost the end of the week.
Yeah. Right? We're almost there. We almost made it. I'm excited. And we also have Labor Day coming up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty excited. Good. And so I actually had the pleasure of meeting our guest tonight at a recent luncheon. And I believe you met her too as well, Amelia. She's an amazing veteran, and she is the founder of the Women Veterans Glamping. And so we're going to go ahead and bring Miss Nichole Jordan to the stage. Hey, sis, how are you doing?
Fabulous. How are y'all tonight?
We made it.
Well, thank you for having me back.
Absolutely. I'm always happy to have you on, and I love to see the camaraderie with our sisters. And just for our viewers that maybe haven't seen or met you before, could you please introduce yourself?
So I am Nichole Jordan. I am president and founder of Women Veterans Glamping here in Maine. So we bring our women veterans all across America, and they come to Maine, and we give them a free retreat in honor of their service so that they can reconnect with their fellow sisters that they may have or not served with, and helping them one step further in their healing process.
And I think it's amazing that you're doing this, and it's so empowering to so many women to be able to just have this kind of amazing event.
And so, Nichole, I'm curious, what branch were you in, real quick?
I was the United States Army.
Okay, hoorah, hoorah, I love it. Hello.
We got Army, Air Force, Marines,
and Navy.
We got all the branches.
Well, we're just missing our coasties and spaceys.
Spaceys? What do you call them? What do you call people from the Space Force? Spaceys? Like
I don't know. I just made it up.
I'm old. I don't know.
I don't know. But no, so Nichole, that's so awesome. I'm glad that it's a good mix, actually. That's really amazing tonight. I'm really curious, what actually motivated you to found your nonprofit? You said you're the president and the founder. What brought you to that point where you're like, this is what I'm doing?
So I'm proud to say that we've already passed our year marker for, we are now in our 7th full year of being a nonprofit 501c3 honoring our women veterans. We still respect and honor our male veterans, but I've got to go one step further to honor our female veterans, the invisible veterans. It started back over 7 years ago now, where I was a post commander here in Maine. I've been a district commander with the American Legion. And there are so many different retreats for our fellow brothers. Mm-hmm. And not every woman wants to be out hunting or fishing. And so I had the ability, knowing of a place that I could use. So for the first 4 years, we used Maine Forest Spirits. So we did off-grid camping, and it was a lot of extra work. But it was great. It was a good way to start what we were doing before we added power to it and started where we're at now. So for us, it was a way to give back to the female veterans. And knowing some of the female veterans in Maine were saying, I only know maybe one other female veteran. And I'm like, what's wrong with you guys? I said, I meet all these women when I go to the VA, when I go to the American Legion, different conferences and stuff. And they're like, but that's if you go across state or you're going to this, but I don't have time to belong to those organizations. And I was like, well, I do have the ability and I have the knowledge and the business background. So, well, you know what? I've got time. And about 6 months after I created Women Veterans Glamping, I found out I had lung cancer. And then COVID hit. So we were in, complete lockdown. I'm healing from lung cancer. And that was when, I put it into overdrive. What was going to get me through my deepest, darkest days? What is my healing attribute that I can bring out to help others? Helping others is my way of healing, because not only am I healing at the same time, I'm helping somebody else. And after our first 5 years, we found out that we had already helped over 3 female veterans not take their own life, because now they were reconnected with other female veterans. After our first 3 years, we were just local in the New England area. Then someone said, "Hey, I've got a girlfriend. I want to have her come." And I was like, "Well, I'll open it up nationally." Next thing I knew, I had women coming from all across the United States. And my board looked at me 2 years ago and said, "You have the capability. You don't need to get sick during wintertime. So why don't you speak nationally and travel and connect with more women veterans as I go along?" And wow, it has blown up. We have about 48 slots a year right now until we build our own facility, so we can be open more and not paying out to everyone else. I have over 250 applicants that we have to do random drawings to fill those 48 spots. And then I have a wait list.
Wow.
So
Noted.
it's a very needed thing.
It
But-
sounds like everyone's really hungry for it. Why do you think it's so important for our sisters to find connections like this?
So the biggest thing is once the women go home and they're out of uniform and away from that camaraderie and that family that you had that was regimented with the military, now you may be in a new town that you weren't raised in, a new area. Now you've got to turn around, get your kids, yourself, your spouse is your biggest child. Then you've got to get everything else in line, and you're so exhausted at the end of the day. Who do you forget to take care of? Yourself. So you put yourself on the back burner while you help everybody else thrive and survive. And then you end up down one of those deep, dark tunnels of not only angry at yourself, but then you've got to deal with anything and everything that you might have buried from your military service that happened to you. And with all that trauma, you're not healing. So when women are finding that when they can come together after leaving the military and they don't have to really say what happened to them, it's an unspoken bond. When you're with women, we're not judging anyone. We're not judgmental at all, but they're realizing they're no longer alone. They never were, and they never will be now, because now we're reconnecting them. And it's wonderful that Facebook and Zoom allow this connection with everyone, because now it's easy as grabbing the coffee cup, getting a hold of the ladies that you went to the retreats with, and now you have a whole new family. You can have coffee hours once a week, once a month, reconnect. You're not isolated and forgotten any longer. So the women are really starting to come forward and realize their mental health and healing is just as important as their spouse if they served, and taking care of their family. You can't give everything if you don't take care of yourself first.
And I think a lot of us, especially as women veterans, like, we do that, and we just get so busy focusing on everyone else around us. And we do that suck it up buttercup, like you were saying, and we really miss that sense of camaraderie. And male veterans, I'm not saying it's always true, but they tend to like find more community with each other. And women veterans, we tend to spread out like to the winds after we get out. And so having those connections with people that understand, because trying to explain things that happen in our military service, no matter how hard we try, like a civilian or someone that has not served, they would really may not have that fully understanding like of what it is that you're explaining to them. And I think that you giving them that outlet, it is so important. And I love that there's 3 sisters that are still here because they went and got to hang out with you for a few days.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Well, we were really proud. I actually have not met her, but Jenna Carlton wrote the veteran workbook. And it is now something that we offer. The veteran workbook, we actually offer it now at every single one of our retreats. So not only are they looking at what happened in your military, what is been holding you back or issues, but what are you going to do to bring yourself forward to break that cycle? And in the end, this is not something you just do all at once in a sit down. This is 40 something chapters that you work through and you answer questions. It's like a journal. You break it down, and it can take you 3 to 5 years to do the whole book. But you're going from your military service to what happened in the trauma, how you're working through it, and where you want to be years down the road. It just reminds you, and it's not something you need to pick up every day and pound out something. It's you sit down every now and then, and you don't have to go front to back. You can just open it up and work in one spot and whatever's hitting at you. That way you're one step closer in healing and really looking at yourself and saying, how do I want to be better in the long run, not only for myself, but my family and my community? Because our female veterans are so much part of the community, whether it's the library, police, fire, doctors, school teachers. We are so much in the community that we are everything to everyone. But if we don't look at what we need to do to heal for ourselves, we won't get there.
Yep. You can't pour from an empty cup. Absolutely.
Exactly. So I came across this book 3 years ago. And after talking with her, we now offer it at every one of our retreats. We give it out to every one of our female veterans. Brandy, when you were down at the luncheon in March, we gave out MST bags from the Belton Post 55 American Legion. Mm-hmm. Well, we gave out 200 bags at that luncheon.
Yeah, there's so many of them. There was bags everywhere. It was awesome.
Oh my goodness.
Get a bag.
Oh my God. Yeah, so you got a red swag bag from Women Veterans Glamping. Then you got the green bag, so it looked like Christmas, red and green.
It really was.
You got the MST bag, and that is stuff in there from the Belton American Legion to help the women go through things, where there's an empty notebook for journaling. There's self-help reading books, things to really, help you work through things. And I noticed every bag had a different type of book in it. They weren't all the same at all. And we had a lot of women that would take the books to bed during the retreat, come down in a couple of days and swap out with another female vet. Hey, can I read your book before you go home? And they were swapping the books around. And if they finished them and they wanted to leave them, we could add them to our library.
Oh, that's amazing.
So that has been wonderful.
I love that. Mm-hmm. And the crafts in there were amazing also. Like, I'm going to sit there and say that right now. Like, there were so many cool, like, little crafts, like make your own pot holder, or like you can make your own little coin purse and sew it, and had all the materials. And like the directions are really simple, but it's something that the VA gives for crafting. And like crafting for me is.
Oh, no, that's not the VA. That's helping heal a vet.
Oh, I apologize.
And they're out of San Antonio. They're also out of Temple, Texas. Their corporate headquarters is out of California. But when I come to Texas, they send me home with like a pallet or a half a pallet worth of crafts. And so we have storage shelving. We are ready for anything. We are ready. So some of those amazing crafts that were in that kit, we have them up here in Maine, and we love bringing them out. We've just added so much more, like the retreat coming up in 12 days and a wake up is AMVET Ohio Women Veterans. They're doing their own private retreat to reconnect together with the female veterans without their brothers around, and to be able to build their strong community so that when they go back to Ohio, maybe next year they'll be bringing out 12 new other female veterans so they can keep going strong and healing at the same time. So we're looking forward to all 15 of us that will be there in 12 days to be out on the water in kayaks and canoes.
So you were just talking about kayaks and canoes. Can you tell us a little bit more about your retreats and also show us some photos?
Sure. So we are now using Loon Haven Family Campground on Turkey Pond in Maine, in Naples, Maine. It is a beautiful 300-acre pond. So I call it a lake, but it's a pond. The water is not bath water, but it's like where you don't have to walk in little by little because it's too cold. So that's out on one of the docks. These are the ladies from the second retreat, and that sun that's behind them, it was the smoke from the forest fires in Canada. That sun was red, red, red. So we all went down to watch the sunset. We do that quite often. But we swim, we kayak, we canoe the lake. We go out on a pontoon boat right after the Quilt of Valor ceremony. That was hanging out down at the beach. We did painting on the beach. One of their hands has paint on it. And if you put enough paint at the bottom of your painting, you pick up the beach sand and stick it on it, glues it down. So you got a little bit of Maine taken home with you.
Nice.
So some fun stuff. We all have like tons of different props. The ladies are playing with the bows at the water. That was right before the Quilt of Valor ceremony. We do every Saturday morning lakeside, and we bring down the entire campground that like to join us. Oh my goodness. That was laser tag that the campground offered. And there was a male veteran there, and he was like, "Hey ladies, can I join you?" And we're like, "Hey, yeah, definitely." So we let him jump in with us, and it was 1, 2, 3, 4. There was 7 of them out. No, there was 8 women out there, including the one guy was 9. They went out and did laser tag against over 20 little monsters children running around that had better trigger fingers than all of us veterans. And we were so exhausted afterwards. We were like, oh my God, we are not young anymore. We had ailments hurting the next day from trying to run back to home base, put the little thing on, go, give me new life. Hurry up, heal me. I got to get back out there. And before you could move, there's one young whippersnapper down the line just pecking you off before you got away. And it was like, I hate video games. Go back, heal me. Let's go. I got to get back to the line. But that was a great time. We do campfires. That's our Quilt of Valor ceremony.
And so how did these ladies get one of these Quilts of Valor? Could you tell us about that?
So the Quilt of Valor Foundation was, I believe it was 2003 when it was founded. And turnaround, we wrap our women veterans with a Quilt of Valor for their service every Saturday morning. And what it is we get their name and their DD-214 and we submit it to the National Foundation. And as long as they say that they have not received one before in their computer program, we have one dedicated representative that makes all of our quilts for our women veterans that come to our retreats. And she is a Navy veteran, and she is out of West Virginia. So she ships up our quilts. Each quilt is custom to, I know the ones that are tan are Army. The blue and white one is Air Force. The blue and yellow one is Navy. And the one on the very far right, Edna with the silver hair, hers is Army Air Force. So she has both services on her quilt. So they're custom made for each woman that is receiving one. And it's a way to thank them and give them a quilt to wrap with so that on your deepest, darkest days, you remember that you are not forgotten, you are loved, and that a grateful nation has given you this quilt to show their love and thanks for your service and sacrifice.
That is so amazing.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I am so proud of our quilt maker. She's been with me 7 years.
Oh, wow. So
She's been with me 7 years. Yes.
And it takes work to make a quilt. I've made one before. That was like hours and hours of sewing.
Yes. Yeah. So we now in 7 years have done probably over 100 quilts with her. And I do travel the nation because I actually awarded Amanda May, San Antonio Women Veterans Calendar, her Quilt of Valor at the luncheon on March 15th in San Antonio. So she got one made from our representative.
That is so cool. So let me ask you, like you've shared a lot about the events that you do, like kayaking, playing in the waters and painting. Like what would be, I guess, overall, like what is some of your favorite memories or your favorite experiences that you get to have while you're at these retreats or that you partake in or the ladies partake in? What are some of the favorites or the best moments that would pop into your mind right now?
One, the meals. I mean, they just gave me a name for the kitchen. It's Dragonfly Cafe. So Dragonfly Cafe will be officially named and opened in 12 days. And that was from the last retreat. So I thank the ladies for telling me that I was an amazing cook. So the food and the laughter and the conversations are just phenomenal around the table. So that is one of the biggest things. The Quilt of Valor ceremony always brings tears to my eyes, being able to wrap a fellow sister. I wish I could do every single woman that comes, but it just takes a lot to get those quilts. Another one is the fun times that we do an outdoor movie on the green out on the front lawn. And, you know, we do it really bougie. We have the Adirondack chairs, the patriotic pillows, the patriotic blankets, in case you get a chill. We do non-alcoholic drinks because we are drug, alcohol, marijuana, and firearm free. So we're going to have hot apple cider for the drink this time, apple cider donuts. We have the like little candy boxes you get at the movie theaters, and we're watching Private Benjamin. And the ladies will be sitting there, and I will, out of the blue, while we're waiting for the sun to set to be perfect, I'll go around and hand out pencil bags. They don't know what's in them. And after I hand out all these pencil bags, I tell them, wait, and then I start recording. And then I push play, and I say, okay, go ahead and open them. Well, when they open them, they're the goofiest sunglasses just for kicks and giggles. And they put them on, and the laugh that you get and the comments and the joking and the razzing is amazing. And one female vet, she was laying on the carpet in front of me, and she finally saw that there was still like another half a dozen in the little basket. She's weeding through that basket, pulling them out, putting the glasses on. She goes, I'm going home with all of these. And I looked at her. I was like, she goes, these are awesome. And I mean, they're just simple things to break the ice, get the giggles and laughing going. We have a beach ball that we have writing on, and wherever your thumb lands on the beach ball actually has a question, but it's literally can be just a couple word question. And it's just a way to get them to communicate with one another, ask questions, answer a question, get to know each other. Yeah, the ladies, there it is. That's the one. Yep, right there. She's from Florida. She had a ball. See how she's trying to hide all of them?
She was.
She was hiding them under her arms. And of course, Morgan's dying laughing with her wow glasses on.
That's hilarious.
Good time.
I mean, we just have so much fun. I was the inventor of our scavenger hunt that we do that helps build the camaraderie. It gets them out after so many hours of a plane or a car ride. We get a little sedentary and our body starts to freeze up. Well, I let you sleep the first day. The second day, I send you out on the scavenger hunt through the campground. Now, you get bonus points for involving veterans. You get bonus points for involving the staff at the campground. You get points if you involve the kids with their parents' permission. So we get everybody involved, and you're taking pictures. So some of these comical pictures you see on our website are snapshots of the evidence that the women took saying, hey, I found it. It takes between 2 to 3 hours to do my.
She's got them on the back 9.
We got 35 questions of hide and seek and find things in the campground, and it's a 2.5 mile little jaunt around.
Ooh.
And the ladies, I tell them every time, I said, you've gotten good at this. So when you're out there, start thinking of things I didn't think of. Let me add and change up for the next year. So I've got 2 different versions I can pull out. But when the women come back, they're just like, oh my God, I had so much fun. Recreate the Beatles walk across the crosswalk.
Yeah.
Well, there's no crosswalk at the campground. There's a 5-mile-an-hour limit sign by the store, and they're out there trudging across it. What do men do when they go fishing? They got to give you the best picture of my best fish caught ever. It was this big.
Every story.
So I
they
told,
figure.
yeah, so I told my ladies, come up with something unique. I had one lady go, I'll do better than that. I was stationed in Alaska. And I said, all right, I'm waiting for yours to come through. She sends me a photo. She's in her shorts and a tank top. She's laying down right next to the edge of the lake water on the sand, puts her arms out, has her mate grab her big toe going backwards over her shoulder and goes, beached whale. Best fish caught ever. I was like, oh my God, you have won the booby prize. She goes, I took one for all women. I called it a beached whale caught, and look at that.
That is hilarious.
But you know what? The laughing is healing. Laughter is healing.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen comedians where the only thing that they can talk about to bring laughter is potty jokes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to pay money to go hear potty jokes. I can just be around my own kids while they were growing up. That's the potty joke that I can make. I'm like, nah. I already know by the time we're elders, we'll be back in diapers. So I'm like, I don't need to hear it now.
The circle of life.
Exactly. You go through diapers in the beginning. You're in them while you're going through, the periods of life. And then boom, you have kids and you're right back to it by the time you go.
It's like you got a 60-year break or so, depending on the person.
If you're lucky.
I'm coming over just to laugh. So where are your events located, and who's eligible? How do you sign up? How do you qualify?
Okay, so the best part is everything's on our website, and we do post on Facebook when the time to sign up is. So every January 5th, I have a set schedule that I do, especially when I'm traveling around the nation speaking. January 5th at midnight, I open up what the retreat dates are. So there'll be 3 retreats next year. I already have the dates already secure because I secure everything 18 months in advance. I know when I'm doing something and I plan everything around it. And then on April 5th, after somebody puts in their full application, their DD-214, their bio, their 2 photos, can't pick you up at the airport if I don't know what you look like. Not just bringing anybody back to a retreat, especially if we have the transportation gentleman with the limousine pick the ladies up like they did on the first one and brought them out this year. We had so many that why take 3 cars to bring everyone back? Mm-hmm. I called transportation, and it was his honor to pick them up and come back out on Monday morning and take them back. So we've got some great connections now, so we don't feel like we need to run multiple vehicles. So April 5th is after everything's in and we verify emails back and forth that everything is complete. April 5th, I put everybody's name in that little spinning wheel on the computer and I push the button and it goes, doink, congratulations. Joe Smo's got the next spot. And I go through and I say how many spots I have open for that retreat. And it's only the women that applied to that retreat. It's not all of them. It's to that retreat. And then after I choose them, that I go into the next retreat, draw their names out, go into the third one. And then literally it takes me till the next day to get all the emails and everything ready to go out. Mm-hmm. So by the 6th of April, everybody's been contacted. And if they choose not to come because something's come up and they're no longer available for during that time that they put in for, then we turn around and we'll take the next person on the list. And then literally our retreats are in July, August, and September. We stopped doing winter months because winter in Maine, one, being a responsible female veteran that I am not going to have a woman that comes up to a retreat during the winter and now is stranded here extra days because the weather is really bad. Flights aren't going out, and she can't get home to get to work, and then has the possibility of losing her job or family hardship because somebody watching her kids is now not available. Because they had to go back. So we stopped doing winter retreats. Once our facility is built, then we will bring those things back and keep it probably a little more local during the winter time. That way there's no hardship when it comes to folks having to travel across America. But literally it's applying, and those are our important dates, is January 5th. And then April 5th is the drawing, and then retreats are in July. So from April till the end of June, I am set, squaring away every little iota that we can think of we need for that retreat.
So January 5th, people, mark it down.
January 5th.
And we do have a banner with the actual address for those of you listening. It's www.womenveteransglamping, not camping, glamping.org. And so definitely go ahead and check it out. And speaking of glamping, I love your RV. You got the glamping mobile. What do you call it? What's its name?
Oh, it's a mobile command center.
Your mobile command center.
Yep.
As it should be.
Yeah, what it is the truck matches the RV. So when they go down the road, join together, it's just a mini version out the backside is the truck. So I take the RV, and that is, I'm not wasting money staying at hotels. I'm not crashing on anyone's couch. I'm in my own command center with my dog and cat traveling. And the best part is my entire office, everything I need for every retreat that I need to do is right here. And all my supplies are in storage for getting the stuff for the actual retreat. So for me, mobile command goes everywhere. It was in San Antonio. The ladies love taking pictures out in front of it. And this is my way. What a better way to have a billboard going down the interstate than this big, huge 32-foot RV, 12 feet tall, Women Veterans Glamping. She served to honor her.
Mm-hmm. That's a pretty amazing RV. I loved it. I went right up to it, and it was like hurricane force winds that day too. So we were all trying to take pictures.
It was.
The hair was like this, kind of.
Oh, the wind was just horrible. It was rocking without even having to be inside the RV.
I know. Well, at least you got your hair dried that day. Maybe
yeah.
Finger in a light socket. And so I've been wondering this question all year since you were talking about it at the luncheon. And I asked another gentleman from Maine, and he couldn't answer me this, but I'm hoping you can. How do you put a lobster to sleep, Nichole?
Oh, we got it. We should have a video on our Facebook page if it is, or on our website. If it's not there, I'll put it up. So literally, you take a lobster and you fold him so that the lobster's head is down and the tail is tucked under the face. So it's standing upside down. So you're bending him in half.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So his legs are in, you're bending him in half. And then right between his eyes, you just rub right between his eyes just for a couple of less than a minute. And they fall asleep. And then you can just hold him. And literally, he's asleep. He's not unfolding. He's not moving. He's not twitching. You put him in the pot. And the squealing that you hear is not a lobster in pain. It is actually the steam coming out of its shell while it's cooking.
Oh, good.
Lobsters do not feel pain.
I was wondering that, actually.
That's actually
I'm not cruel. I don't stick the knife between its eyes and then just like hatchet it. I'd rather put it to sleep and then put it in the pot. I'm a little kinder. I'm sorry.
Just like I just want to know how you found this technique. Like
Just being in Maine for 20 years. I mean, I've come across quite a bit.
That makes sense.
But that's cool that somebody else from Maine couldn't answer that question. I love it.
Yeah, it was the owner. It was the founder of was it Patriots Helping Vets? Yeah.
Yeah, every now and then we'll get a live lobster and we'll let the ladies take pictures holding them with their little claws out. I've been a Bangor troop greeter for 20 years, and I used to joke when they're getting back on the plane, everybody's got their little lobster in a box. And I told one of the young guys one time, they were heading back to Fort Hood from Bangor Airport. And I said, you really want to mess with everybody when they sleep? Take their little rubber bands off, set it on their chest, and wait for it to move around, clickety click. And then they're like, wake up, and they freak out. And he was like, oh my God, I'm going to have so much fun with everybody on the plane going home.
New fear unlocked.
Man alive, that's a little scary. I would not want to wake up with a lobster on my chest, although I do enjoy eating lobster.
That would quickly be a flying lobster, I think, if that happens.
Yeah.
I would rather have a lobster than a snake. So I'll take the lobster any day.
Yeah, we're not talking about those.
Depends on the snake.
Yeah, no ropes aren't allowed.
Reason with.
So I have been asked by folks across the nation, why did I choose Maine for our retreat facility to be here? Why am I adamant about it being built in Maine? One, I was stationed in Texas, been stationed in Florida, I've been stationed in Kansas, and I'll tell you right now, between the snakes of all different variety of note ropes, to scorpions, to fire ants, and tarantulas, and the recluses being in my foxhole or my sleeping bag, no thank you very much. I will take moose, deer, and bear any day in Maine. Because the minute you go boo, they run away. So for me, I will take this any day. I am less than an hour to the ocean. I am less than an hour to be in the mountains. I am perfectly situated and happy. And the climate today was what? 72 degrees with a nice, beautiful wind blowing. And it's going to be down to like, I think 50 to 47 tonight. Perfect. Open the windows and sleep. No need for AC.
I was going to ask you, Nichole, what that weather was like. And it's funny that you mentioned that because today in in San Antonio, while I was driving around, it showed on my dash to be 106.
Yep.
You can keep that, sweetheart, because when the humidity creeps in, when I walk out the door and I feel like I just got out of the shower again, 2 seconds after walking out the door, I go, nope, I shut the door and crank the AC. I am not a humidity person. I don't know how I manage living in Florida and dealing with that humidity. Mm-hmm. Texas gets it every now and then, but I say the 20 years that I lived in Texas, it wasn't bad. Like I was there for Hurricane Katrina. Mm-hmm. I had a ranch in Blue, Texas, and I sent all my supplies over to Louisiana to help, with clearing stuff, chainsaws, tents, coolers, ice, food. And they were like, you'll never get any of it back. I got all of it back. So for me, I look at, there's such amazing people across America, mm-hmm. and we don't give enough people credit for being phenomenal. Mm-hmm. And we hide in our own little shells, or as I call it, we hide in our own little houses. It's our little safety box. And generally nobody can harm us in our little homes because we don't let them inside our heads. But, when we actually let other people in, they find out we're pretty rare, phenomenal people.
Yeah, I have to agree with that completely.
Well, we're all a bunch of Fruit Loops.
Well, I mean, we never said we weren't, right?
Right. No. My dad's a Marine. I mean,
hoorah!
My whole family is military.
Hey, Ashley.
Hi, Ashley. Oh, thank you. Well, it's my honor. I love doing this. And ladies, I can say as of last week, I celebrated my birthday on Sunday. Thank you. And I took a mental health day on my birthday. So I kind of gave a shout out to everyone today. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel turning 54, but after surviving lung cancer, I went and saw the doctor. There's no new cancer coming in on the lungs. I'm still clear after 7 years. And the last year we've been battling the thought it could be breast cancer. I am cancer-free, glaucoma-free. I am just, thank you. I am just so grateful to God and for everyone that has touched my life in 7 years. The healing attribute that my other fellow brothers and sisters have given me gives me the strength to go every single day. And if I don't think I can get up because I'm in pain, I have to remember there's a veteran out there worse off than me. And if I could make that person smile or give that person an ounce of comfort, then that's what I am there for that day. And that makes my world so much better. So for me, I'm just grateful I am still here and have been given the chance to do what I'm doing.
That is so amazing. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
And I'm so happy to hear about your clean bill of health as well. And, I agree. Having a sense of purpose, it's absolutely important. And I think that you helping so many people, you're really impacting a lot of change. And I don't think we realize a lot of times, like the ripple effect doing one thing can have like on the greater community. So I absolutely love that you're doing these events. I've been wanting to have you back on for some time. So I'm very glad that you're able to come on tonight. And I know you said that you have your the next event's in 12 days in Wake Up. And so I did want to ask one question. I know I didn't put it in the script. Sorry, guys. But my bad. But I wanted to know if you have any advice that you would give to one of our listeners tonight.
Advice. Yeah, your story matters. Your healing matters, and you belong here. Absolutely. Remember, you're not invisible anymore because that uniform's not there and you're in civvies. Your service matters. You matter. You being here is where you belong. So for those, I had one female veteran tell me at 2 retreats ago this summer that she never thought about it at all. And she felt so out of place until I told her that her story does matter. No matter what she did in the military, whether there was good or bad, her story mattered. And what really hit her hard was she never opened up to anyone. So being able to open up, to be able to talk, even the unsaid things that we know happen, she just found out that she can let go. She's in a safe place. She can breathe. She can rest and begin anew. So when she realized that her story matters and her healing matters, how good are you going to be for your family if you can't let yourself heal? And that doesn't mean we need a prescription. It doesn't mean we need to be at doctors. It doesn't mean we need to drown in alcohol or drugs. It means we need to look at ourselves in a clean, healthy way and connect to those that bring out the best in us. If you find a veteran that's not bringing out the best in you, don't do it. Learn to say no. And when you say no, you're doing that for your own sanity and your own mental health. There's a different type of veteran for every veteran out there, and not all of us are meant to be around each other. Some are toxic and some are not. So you got to learn to say no and then make sure that you remember you matter and you belong here.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
A lot to think about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've had 7 years of it and I'm getting better with the years. I'm loving it. I mean,
Down.
it's taken me a lot to learn to say no. Because I'm one that likes to make sure I can give everything a go. But I've learned for my own mental health, and because you can't see all my injuries, don't mean that I'm not injured. But I have to learn to say no. And my birthday was a prime example. Nope, ain't answering that phone till after 8:30 p.m. The day is mine.
Heck yes.
The fact that you answered after 8:30.
Well, that's because I just wanted to hear from my kids.
Oh, okay. I was like,
well, that's acceptable right there.
that's an acceptable reason.
Yeah.
That's
Like, Mom, your phone was off. And I went, yep. Because when I looked at Facebook, it said over 400 people had said happy birthday to me. That phone would have been blasting me all day. So when I woke up that morning at 12:01 a.m., I put it on silence for the day. And at 8:30 p.m., looked at it and said, wow, folks really did remember me. That's so awesome.
I love that.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Oh, thank you, dear.
Sir, you're so cute. So I did want to close it out tonight, but I did want to share like an unknown fact for veterans for information. So veterans that didn't receive an honorable discharge often assume they're ineligible for benefits, but that's not always the case. So there are some things that they would potentially be eligible even with that discharge. Like, for example, the VA character of service determination. So I'm going to read it. So it says the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs can conduct a character of service determination, which is a review of your military records specifically for the purpose of assessing VA benefits. It can determine that if your service was honorable for VA purposes, even though your military discharge was not. This can grant you eligibility for critical services like healthcare. So I want to share that one. And they also have the Texas Legal Services Center. This is for our Texas veterans. So this program provides free legal assistance to the low-income Texas veterans. Their services can help with military discharge upgrades, which can be key in unlocking federal and state benefits. And there are also some different organizations in Texas as well. But I did want to go ahead and share that. And we'll go ahead and just do some final thoughts. I'm happy to have you ladies here and just keep being awesome. I don't know about you, Amelia. What do you have to say?
I am going to be right off of here and putting January 5th on my calendar so I can make sure I submit my application, because I am such a fan of being outdoors. I do love to hunt, but I love glamping as well. And I would love to see Maine even and meet new sisters, or maybe meet some of my other Marines that, that might be up in that area that go to that one. So I will definitely be excited about that. And that's what I'm going to be taking away from this, and just continuing to watch out for what you've got going down, Miss Nichole. I'm really excited. And thank you so much for taking the time to spend with us and share with us about your organization and your passion for it.
Awesome. Well, I will be in San Antonio, January and February. I've got quite a lot that I'm organizing. Don't know if there'll be another luncheon because there's way too many women. I've got to have a bigger location and stuff, but I've got to see my daughter and I got to see my parents that are aging there. So I will be coming through to visit all. So I'll post out there so we can do a meetup and grab something to eat and be able to hopefully do some events with the other nonprofits down there in San Antonio.
Yeah.
Don't forget, I miss October 2025 for Women Veterans
Yeah,
Calendar.
congratulations.
I forgot about that. It's almost over.
Well, you're a calendar girl too. It's spreading. It's spreading.
Real quick before we go, I just wanted to jump in. I see a question in the chat. If somebody wants to know if there are scholarships for plane tickets, which is a really great question. They weren't sure, but they thought they would ask.
Oh, okay. Oh, hi, Ashley. So the one thing we don't have is the funds to do plane tickets and transportation for our veterans yet. We are such a small nonprofit that we fundraise less than $45,000 a year to cover everything that we do for our retreats. And we've done before where we put out 4 plane tickets and the person canceled 3 years in a row. And then finally the airline just gave them the ticket and we never got reimbursed. So we found that if you would go to your American Legion, VFW, Elks Lodge, Moose Lodge, AMVETS, explain you want to come to this retreat and why that they should help support you. You can actually put in for a grant with them to see if they would assist in your travel to and from. And we pick you up at the airport so you don't need a rental vehicle whatsoever the whole time you're here. And we cover everything else once we get you from the airport.
That's awesome.
It really is. I applaud what you're doing. I think human connection is probably one of the most healing things that you can do for yourself. And I encourage, I've just recently started going to retreats in the last 4 or 5 years, and the benefits are at first you don't want to go, and it's a pain to try to get yourself there, but once you get there, and being around your sisters and the camaraderie and just not having to explain anything.
You have to be your civilian self, like you have.
Yeah.
Mask on. Sorry, we interrupt you.
Yeah, you take that mask off and leave it at home.
Yep.
Rock
And
on,
and you brought me. Just saying. No. But also, I did want to let you know when you come down and visit, we may have another knife making course by a Forge and Fire champion. So we're doing our class that we had for this month. I guess this next month, September. It filled up in less than 3 hours, and then we have another class we're going to be doing in November, and then most likely we'll do in January or February time as well.
Do it in February, and I'll absolutely put my name on that roster for February, because I will be there absolutely in February. So don't let it fill up without getting me in there.
Noted.
What did I spend? 3 months, and I was like, kept reaching out to my female veterans, and I'm like, come on, ladies, let's get together for stuff. 3 months, nobody did, and I was like, oh my God. So I told y'all at the luncheon how belittled and how left out I felt, and I know how other women feel when you're isolated. Well, I felt that way in Texas, and that was my home for 20 years. I'm like, next year, ladies, I don't want to ever feel like that again. So I'll be reaching out to everyone saying, let's get together and get some things going on.
Oh, girl, you trust me. We'll make sure that happens.
Awesome.
I know for one thing, it is events, not like yours. However, they're equally as creative. And also, fun fact: Drive Tanks does also they do on occasion work with nonprofit organizations. So sometimes they do offer donations, or they would work with them to do an event. So I don't know if you've been to Drive Tanks, but it's a tank assault course where everything you can drive or you fire, and it's like historical weaponry. And there's actually like a museum inside of it. Like that's where if you saw in the introduction when we're on the tank. That's when Rosie the Riveter was literally driving it at 97. She drove the tank assault course.
And that was 2 years ago, because she just had her 99th birthday, because we wished it to her and sang happy birthday in front of the RV to send to her. We all rosied up.
Yeah.
So I have Rosie's picture without the red polka dot bandana. She is on the passenger side of my truck and my bus with her hair flowing in the flag. So, and the bus is called Rosie.
I'm telling you.
Juliet is the truck. Yeah, Juliet's the truck, and Rosie is the bus.
Oh, I love it.
And then you got Willow, the black lab, and then you've got Alice, the Maine Coon. And so it's a whole conglomerate of females taking off cross country.
We can do it.
Yes.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up for tonight. Thank you again so much, Nichole, for coming on. And thank you again to my amazing host as well. The dog says, hurry up. All right, Aurelia, take us away. Have a good night, guys, and be kind to each other.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Aurelia. Just a reminder, smash like, hit subscribe, and click the bell. Please give me my mommy some hearts. Yay, victories!